What do you love and what do you hate about nursing?
Oof, what do I love? I think most of my colleagues would probably disagree with me on this one. I love the shift work.
The things I hate the most about nursing is shift work.
Shift work.
Shift work.
Is the shift work.
Shift work.
I hate night shifts.
Hate early shifts. I'm not a morning person at all.
It means I can go shopping on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, and no one's in the shops.
Like night duty, no, hated it.
Shift work is awfully tough, particularly when you do night shifts, and there's that horrible shift in nursing called that late early shift where you finish late and start early, and that's quite challenging.
I guess, you miss out on a lot of family functions, good or bad. But you do miss out on a lot of family functions and birthdays and I guess life milestones in that sense. And that's the one thing they don't really prepare you for, is the impact it has on your social life. But on the other side of it, it's a great job. And as much as I have my moments, I do love it.
Yeah, 50-50 night shift and day shift on 12-hour shifts. So yeah, it can get pretty rough. I found after a run of night shifts, I'm pretty kind of like, the next few days I'm a bit of a zombie. I'm a little worn out and I'm a bit, I don't know, you can get a little sort of like down on yourself and stuff. Sort of messes with your brain a little bit. So yeah, that's why I don't like nights.
And that's just the reality of working in emergency services or working in healthcare. Everyone from the doctors to the cleaners to the food staff, environmental staff, everyone has to do shift work. So it is a bit of my dislike. I do struggle to wake up in the morning though sometimes. What I love most about nursing is the daily challenges, the variety and the constant teamwork that we need to do in the hospital.
I love being able to be part of a patient journey and being able to care for people and being able to see improvements in people's lives.
I love the challenge. I love the fact that you get to spend time with people and you meet new people. You learn, it's really eye-opening, you learn about lots of different experiences and people's lives and the things that impact them. I love the clinical knowledge and I guess the power that comes with that, particularly around emergency and the autonomy. Really enjoy that.
What I love about nursing, I think the camaraderie, like when the chips are down, we pull together, and like where I work in a really good team, and I think that's really important. We support each other. And
I don't think so there's anything I can hate about nursing. There's nothing to hate. It's all caring and love.
I love being able to have contact with lots of people from different backgrounds. I find that very rewarding, and it gives you a bit of insight into how other people live and spend their lives.
I love working with different people. I love working with people across the lifespan and in a time in their life that can be challenging for them in lots of different ways.
What I love about nursing is everything. I was always going to be a nurse. We kind of joke about them, one of those nurses. I was always going to be a nurse. I was never going to be anything else. There was no point in even discussing going to careers counselling, none of that. I just wanted to be a nurse. So I love people, I love talking, I don't mind bodily fluids. Yeah, so it's the people, which is hilarious because most nurses will say that they hate people, and I kind of do too, but I love them.
Oh, look, I love looking after people. I love the staff. I love the variety in jobs. Hating, probably the same three things. The people I come across, there's a lot of weirdos. Some of the jobs you work are not very pleasant.
Sometimes when you don't get an outcome that you would have liked for a patient, so sometimes you can advocate as hard as you possibly can, and sometimes you wish that we could have done better.
What I hate about nursing? Not much. I actually really like most things about nursing, or I wouldn't have stayed in it for 34 years.
A lot of people don't have a very good understanding of what nurses actually do, particularly the older generations with the way that nurses used to be. Nursing's evolved a lot over the years, and a lot of people don't realise how medical based we actually are.
Couple of hates, and it's probably the same with a lot of other people. The unexpected death and dying, the unexpected confrontation and the violence that occurs.
I don't like the way we're treated sometimes, especially in emergency. We deal with a lot of drunk people, a lot of drug affected people, and a lot of the time we get abused, we get assaulted. That's never fun. Also, there's the politics of it. We have our bosses, our bosses' bosses, our bosses' bosses' bosses, and a lot of the time they don't necessarily understand what we go through, and so they implement rules that we have to follow, but on paper they might seem great, but in reality they're really not.
I think the one thing I have noticed over the last couple of years of nursing is bullying and burnout is becoming so common. I think over the last 3 years, and even probably over Australia, I've noticed bullying and burnout is so common. I think there's a lot of these vicious cycles coming out lately. We're short-staffed, we do overtime, we burn out, we call sick, we're short, overtime. I think there's all these vicious cycles coming out, and then when we get short, when we get burnt out, it's like a dog-eat-dog world. And I did joke, I think the other day, about how some of the workplaces are going like Mean Girls, where it's pretty much you've got the Regina at the top and it's just descending into high school politics. I think that's one thing I've noticed is getting worse in this profession.
So I love the opportunity to make someone kind of feel a bit better or even smile or laugh when they're in the worst kind of situation that they could kind of be in. That's kind of why I went into it, and that's kind of like, if I can achieve that, then that's great.
There's a lot of things to love about nursing, and there's a few things to dislike about nursing. I think nursing is a unique career in the fact that you can travel the world, you can work in hundreds of different specialties. So if you get bored after 5 years, after 6 months, you can go to a different field. There's like a myriad of things you can do. I think that's the gem of nursing, is there's just unrivaled variety.
Oh, look, I think nursing's one of the jobs where you've either got to love it or you can't do it. The diversity that it offers is just amazing, and the people that you meet and work with really make the job what it is.
Oh, I love the flexibility. If I get bored with something, I can always move on and do something else and change what I'm doing.
In ED, I like the high turnover and the fast-paced environment. Every day is different, so when I come to work, it's not like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Every day is different, every scenario is different, every patient situation is different, so I think that's always good because you never really know what you're getting yourself into. So.
Hey, I'm Jackson, founder of The Nurse Break, a platform for nurses, midwives and students working in Australia.
And I'm Daniel Dalloway, founder of The Archive, a platform where I interview everyday people about their life stories.
We hope you enjoyed watching these videos as much as we did filming them.
And if you don't want to miss the next one, make sure to join our mailing list by clicking the link wherever it is.
And every time you share our video, we'll do a little dance. Off camera, obviously.
I'm not dancing.
Okay, I'll dance.
I'll dance a little bit.
I almost didn't know if it was appropriate to talk about.